So Trajector's been a big thing for me, just talking about it because they've done so much for me. What they've done for me, they've done for my life. But when I saw this record, the reading, my wife read it to me, I had tears running down my eyes because I've been denied so many times, so many things. So when you asked me that question about what they did for me for the rest of my life, okay, I cried buckets and I sounded like a dolphin. I couldn't control myself. It was so emotional. I was 17 when I went in the Navy. I was a personnelman, so I took care of all the records and processed leave and processed emergency leave and transferred people from one deployment to another, making sure that our division had I was in charge of 4 aircraft carriers. I lived through a stroke. I lived through a heart attack. Nothing's going to keep me down. I fractured 3 ribs. I still went to my grandson's football game and sat in the rain because I said to my wife, I am not going to miss that game. So when you asked me that question about what they did for me for the rest of my life, okay, I cried buckets and I sounded like a dolphin. I couldn't control myself. It was so emotional. It's a lifetime change. And that's what makes me feel good. I've changed my life. It's actually put me where now in 3 more months, my wife's going to retire from work because now she won't have to work. She works part-time, but now she doesn't have to work. And you realize what that means to me and her. We've been married 54 years, never been on a cruise other than on a military piece of equipment. And maybe we'd like to travel, her and I, a little bit. So this Trajector is, my body's paid for it, but at least I'm getting something back from it. You know, I've already paid for it. I'm mentally too. I mean, it's stuff that's behind me. So Trajector's been a big thing for me, just talking about it because they've done so much for me. The bill I owed them, I already paid it because my check was so big up front. I was able to pay off what I owed Trajector right away. And I thank them so much for that because what they've done for me, they've done for my life from now on. It's not like it was I bought a car and drove off the lot. They took care of me and they sent me to people that listened to me. I would feel really bad if they gave me that award and I didn't earn it. But when I got it and I knew I earned it, it felt, you ever polish your car with wax and you turn around and you look at it and you go, wow, you feel so good about yourself, not for the car, but the way you feel about the car. And that's the same way I felt. I felt I earned it. I put the time and energy in it. And I felt like it was worth every time, every minute I was there. So but my Trajector experience, I was with one of my friends who used Trajector, and I was always looking for help because I know I had all these issues wrong with me, but I had no way to express them. I didn't know who to talk to, and there was no outlet anywhere that I knew of. And then I was sitting this guy, Chris Rockin' Tenets. He's already gone through your program. You're with a great organization. Everyone I've talked to, I've used them extensively. I've made a few claims. I'm already at 50% disabled. I had tears in my eyes when they called me and said that I was 50% disabled. I know that's not a nice thing to say to a normal person, but the people that I worked with through Trajector, they put me through the program. I didn't have to really do much other than organize and get my records and send my records into intake. and tell my story about that claim and why. And the other thing I would recommend is don't shortchange yourself as a military person. Don't think that you have nothing to claim, or I think let them tell you. Your body knows what you need help with. Let the professionals tell you. I didn't know I needed hearing aids.